Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is your boy D Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is the digital asset space, driving video number 2. Guys, check this out. A lot of crazy things are going on in the digital asset space. And, we can speculate, till the cows come home about what's going to happen with XRP, the greatest digital asset ever created. So many different things, obviously, can happen. I mean, that is, without a doubt. Every time we turn around, it points to the fact that XRP is going to be the standard. It's going to be in the bedrock, in the framework of this new financial system. And so when you get a couple of exchanges, Coinfield building on the XRP out, when you get BitTrue starting that process of all these base pairs for XRP, why wouldn't that continue? Why wouldn't the idea, notion of XRP being the base pair for all of these exchanges, why would that not continue to happen? I think XRP is a coveted digital asset with so many use cases and utility behind it, so much utility behind it, that the arguments for this can be intelligently debated. XRP for base pairs and all these different exchanges. Because when you throw in things like the ledger and how the KYC and AML and CFT, is a foundation for that XRPL, that ledger, is just going to make sense to governments. It's going to make sense to central banks, whether they like it or not. It's going to make sense to the media, mass media. It's going to make sense to the masses, right? Okay, so no transactions on this ledger have been done without KYC, AML, CFT, and mainstream media is going to be talking about that, and then the masses will understand that. Right, so I think this is why they're talking about why they started, the whole money laundering thing and, Bitcoin and how it's used for it. I think that's the reason why they started those conversations way back when, in the early days. It's because they can say, now we got this ledger that can prevent a lot of that, right? And so if they move to it, if the FSOC adopts it, and in fact, if all 36 of the largest economies in the world adopt, implement this ledger, right? In other words, everyone's got to use it. Then they can say that they've done something to stymie. And obviously, there would be most of it. And you can't do all of it, but they've done something to address this money laundering. Right? And so I think that's kind of where they're going, this whole adoption of the ledger, and they understand now they're going to start to get out to the public how coveted this digital asset is, XRP. That's going to kind of get out. They know it. They already know it, and they're going to start telling it to the masses. So what they decide to do with XRP is going to be very, very, very interesting. Price set, I could see a price set. Again, I still think that Ripple, the company, doing an IPO and doing an asset swap of XRP for shares in Ripple is still something that you can't take off the table, right? I still think that is an option. And maybe it's a litmus test. Maybe it's a litmus test for the powers that be to see, well, how much of this XRP can be snatched out from the retail space, right? Because I do believe that it was never designed for us to hold it. It was never designed for us to hold it. And if that's the case, then how can we figure out a way to either get it out of the retail speculators' hands, or how can we get it from off the market in a way that we're not continually trading it, right? So what are those options? Could there be a synthetic XRP or something, some digital stable coin that's backed by XRP? Could that be it? that's that's a possibility. Don't know, but I do know that they're thinking about it. They're thinking about a way to keep it coveted, to keep it what's the word I want to say, to keep it as the bedrock and the standard, right? And I don't think they want it in this speculative, long drawn out, 20 cents to $5 XRP, and then 7 and 9 months left more. There's a $10 XRP, and then 18 months later there's a $30. I don't think they want that at all, because I don't believe that they want the number of XRP wallets to increase. They want that. They don't want it increasing. They don't want the wallet holders. They don't want more people entering in this space and grabbing more XRP. I just don't believe that. They don't want that. And so what can they do to prevent that? That is the question. And the only thing that I could see is a price set of value, a price set of this high value that is going to prevent 90-something% of the market from participating. And I would say 90% of the masses from participating. Do they want them in the digital asset space? Yes. But go pick another digital asset, not XRP. And so that high value, I think, is going to be a very viable option. It's very, very interesting. Maybe they do a combination of the two. Maybe they do a combination of the two. This high value price set, but also a stable coin that is a derivative of XRP in some way. That's the thing that's traded, and you still have the high value as well. So maybe they do like a hybrid of both. Maybe they take 2 or 3 different options and put them into place. But it all does point to the XRPL being hugely significant, and we can't ignore the interledger and how that's going to work, and this whole interoperability. We can't ignore that. And I just think that they're going to begin to start publicly saying more and more private innovation, with a foundation from the government or some type of oversight. But the innovation technology will be adopted. This private innovation technology will be adopted by some government agency, department, whatever, okay, for the greater good. And if they use systemic as a way to kind of implement that, we want to have this, we got a systemic issue. We want to have something in place that is a standard. I could see that very well happening. And so we just got to keep our XRP radar antennas up and pay attention, because things are starting to really, really, really heat up. I'm hearing this thing about Stellar. I don't understand it. So someone's saying something on Coinbase. There's something on the Coinbase site. Now, I only looked on Coinbase on my phone, but they were saying there was something about that the 7 people at the Stellar Foundation were doing something amiss, something foul, something not integrity based, and apparently that's on Coinbase. If you guys know, I would appreciate you letting me know in the comments, because I didn't see it on my phone. But that's very, very huge. And does that point to IBM having officially decided that they're moving to XRP, or did IBM officially decided that they go at XRP? Did that cause the people from Stellar to do what they did? And so this whole idea that they got rid of all the coins, and why did they burn all the coins? I don't know. I really don't know. But I am hearing that IBM is looking to make a move. I don't know. I'm getting people in the channel, in the chat, saying that Stellar has been doing some really shady stuff. So we'll have to see. But if you guys know anything about what Coinbase did on their website about Stellar, apparently kind of pointing out something that the people from Stellar were doing that was really foul. So if you know that, guys, let me know in the comments. Excuse me, I definitely appreciate that. So listen, guys, I'm going to wrap this video up like I do all my videos and remind you of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in. Will we allow our money to work for us? This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. That the battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.